I just tried to murder everyone I saw while beating Skyrim. So many children watched as I cut their parents' heads off in front of them.
Oh, hey, little guy. Sorry I kind of killed your family, right in front of you. And forced you to watch. My bad.
But I couldn't just go around trying to kill everyone. I still had to find a way to beat the game. Now for the rules. Everything I see gets an axe to the face or an arrow up the ass. Human or not human. If it moves, it dies by the end of the game. Any essential boy that can't die has to get on their knees every time I see them. Yes, that means I have to fuck them up before I leave the area, and if they ever show their face again, they have to bend over and take it some more. As long as they get put down at least once before I leave, it's all good. If by the end of the game I fail in my quest, I have to undertake the worst punishment known to man. I'll make myself marry Nazeem. Will I celebrate in the decimation of an entire population, or will I be forced to fornicate with the enemy? Let's find out. Can you beat Skyrim if you kill everyone? Now, before our barbaric adventure commences, I have to be real with you. This isn't really a Skyrim video. It's an autobiography. You see, I am secretly the most deranged Honey Nut Cheerios killer of all time, Theodore Bundy. I found myself in a strange world and ready to rid it of filth. I decided that I was going to be an Imperial, which unknowingly was the greatest decision of my semi-depressing lifetime. You see, their power allows them to make everyone around them chill, bruv. You'll see how much I truly ended up depending on this ability. I wasn't even gonna use it, I just luckily decided I would give it a shot, but thank our Lord and Savior, sweet and innocent baby Jesus, I did. Anyways, my murder spree officially starts after getting my hands unbound and slaughtering all of Hadvar's friends right in front of him while he gave absolutely zero fucks.
I love how he doesn't even give the slightest of baby shits that I just killed all his boys right in front of him.
This challenge also gave me the excuse of being a straight up tank for the first time, so that was fun, and it made it so that nothing was left living on our way out of Helgen. After using Hadvar just to escape, he offered me more help if I go see his uncle in Riverwood. So I shoved the giant axe in his face to get him on his knees and went on my way. I prepared myself knowing I'm about to massacre the entire town of Riverwood by activating the Warrior Stone. First, I wanted to see what Hadvar's uncle had to say, so I sat down for dinner with him and his family before he gave me a bunch of supplies. It was actually really nice and helpful, and I was genuinely appreciative, so I thanked him the only way I know how. Attempting to murder his daughter and successfully executing his wife right in front of him. I let him watch before putting him out of his misery. Then I fucked up Hadvar again for good measure and continued the extermination outside by slaying everyone that was unlucky enough to meet my gaze. Once Riverwood was no more, my focus turned to Whiterun. With a garrison 6 times the size of Riverwood, I knew I was in for it already. Before I even made it inside, I was slain by the first guard I came across. As I watched my lifeless corpse twitching uncontrollably on the cold sediment below, I decided a full-out assault on the town was not the way to go. Bars, hell yeah. I needed to take them out from the inside, so I let them take me to prison. Don't worry, I'll make sure the guard that took me dies eventually. They all will. I escaped using the lone lockpick I managed to keister up my slimy sphincter, and soon realized I fucked up. Who would have thought it might not be the greatest idea to try and kill all the guards from inside their little nest? There had to have been at least 20,000 in there. No fucking way I was gonna be able to pull that off. So the difficulty went all the way down. Did it help? Not really. I could not stop taking it from behind. Even Iorlith joined in on the fun. After a bold strategy of sitting in the corner of a tiny closet and running around to heal as much as possible, I was finally able to take out all the guards. Then I put Iorlith and her fuck buddy on their knees and ran outside. Once I was alone, I took a moment to breathe and became hidden. That was officially one of the hardest things I've ever done in this game. Now remember, at the beginning I told you becoming an Imperial was essential to pulling this off. Here's why. As soon as I strolled into Dragon's Reach to talk to the Jarl, everyone was trying to get on top of me. So I had to use my power to tell everyone to chill, bruv. This allowed me to speak to people and actually do the quests. Without it, they would just be trying to kill me the whole time. And I mean, can you really blame them? So anyways, I talked to the Jarl, but the power only lasts a solid 60 seconds, so by the time I had to talk to Finger about going to the Bleak Falls, it wore off and the party started again. I was fighting for my life. It was too much for me to handle inside, so I had to hide behind a big rock outside and pelt them with as many arrows as possible. Eventually, after many attempts, all the guards were dead. Now it was just me and a few immortal idiots. I eventually managed to get them all on their knees at the same time, then I ran around to the other side of Dragon's Reach to hide. Once officially hidden, I waited 24 hours so I was able to use my power again. I then snuck into a virtually empty Dragon's Reach and got the quest from Finger. I put him down plenty earlier, so no need to do it again. It was now time to turn my attention to the innocent citizens of Whiterun. Once it was daytime, I started swinging. One by one, they all went down. obviously, except for children, because everybody knows how OP they truly are. Still, it was a massacre. Nobody stood a chance against the great Ted Bundy. I took a walk through the streets and admired my handiwork. It was truly a masterful work of art. I even slaughtered the carriage driver where he sat, which did end up coming back to nibble on my nipple later on in the game. Now, after many hours of playtime and so many people unfortunately greeting me, I could finally go on to the real game. I'm literally almost level 10 and I just left Whiterun. Anyways, the Bleak Falls was so much easier than my Whiterun adventure. It was literally just the normal go in, kill everything, get the little tablet and get out. So I headed back to give Finger the tablet, and here we go again. First, I was able to talk to Finger while repeatedly getting attacked by a retarded sea animal from behind. So I gave her that Chris Brown 1-2. After that, all the guards got this work, and all the essential boys fell to their knees before I used my power to say, "Chill, bruv," to everyone. This eventually triggered the little talking sequence about the dragon attacking. They talked to a ghost because the guard that was supposed to be there had his face smashed in a few moments before. Once at the watchtower, I needed to use my power again to trigger the sequence and for the dragon to spawn in. I then killed the dragon and then all the guards afterwards. I put Irilith down and headed back to Dragon's Reach. I murdered the Dawn Guard guy on the way and had to use my power to talk to the Jarl for him to give me my own personal human distraction device. I didn't think those were in stock anymore. Anyways, I used her to help me murder the Help. Oh, and everyone else, of course. Before we made it to Ivorstead, I truly brought out the real Ted Bundy by taking Lydia into the woods. I took all my clothes off and proceeded to butcher her. I then took off her clothes and played with her naked corpse before hiding her body in a cave. Well, this is gonna get me age restricted. Anyways, I made it into Ivorstead and talked to Klimek. I thought I'd be a nice guy and give him a hand by taking up the supplies for him. I can be nice too. So after that, I put him down for the fun of it and executed his butt buddy right in front of him. Trying to deal with the Greybeards was a silly good time. You see, ever since I thought of this idea for this video, this was always the part where I thought I would fail. The Greybeards are so OP, it's ridiculous. I tried to fight them normally, and my god, I could not get up for the life of me. No matter what I did, they just kept slapping me with their minty fresh breath before proceeding to skull fuck me with an icicle. I kept trying to run to the side and hide behind rocks to shoot them, but as you can see, that was a no-go. After a while, I realized that if you sneak and you shoot the shit out of them while you're hidden, it's like they don't even realize there's 20 arrows penetrating the back of their head. So one by one, I just made sure I was hidden and got every one of the old dudes on their knees for me. Getting the horn was extremely easy. The only bad thing was that my murderous addiction came back to bite me in the blubbery cheeks behind me. Usually I would just take a carriage to Morthal and then head over to Sovngarde, but I had already killed the carriage driver near Whiterun, so walking it is. It was generally uneventful other than the dragon I knocked down a mountain. Once I was there, it was like swatting flies. Anything that isn't fighting 100 guards at once is going to be relatively worry-free at this point. I'm just a complete tank. The normal game is a walk in the park. Anyways, someone stole the horn before me. I made it to Riverwood where I was generously donated some fancy new armor. I then slaughtered Dolphin's friends and put her down. She didn't even try to kill me anymore now that she knew I was the one she was looking for. Now we gotta go kill a dragon together. We killed the dragon and had a nice little convo before dropping my hammer on her face. My bad, it slipped. Solitude was my next target. I traveled there from Sovngarde and mentally prepared for the mass extermination I knew I was about to commit. It started at the docks. There was no hesitation by me and they didn't know what hit them. The fighting moved up towards this bridge where I took out a few giant pussies. Then the children watched as I slaughtered their family at the farm. I slowly made my way up the main road to town, cutting down anyone in my path. And that's when I started to question why I was doing this. I was genuinely feeling guilty and sick to my stomach murdering the innocent mothers and fathers who were out running their errands for the day. All the guards and Imperials came after me and one by one they went down. The few essential boys in town stood no chance either. I just fucked them easily whenever they got back up. They were super annoying though, they just followed me around everywhere hitting me in the back constantly. Anyways, once everyone that was alive was not alive anymore, I gave Malborn all my stuff except for a spare giant axe. Then I used said spare giant axe to give Malborn the concussion of a lifetime and kill everyone in the tavern. So then I headed back to the farm to take the carriage to the party. I of course put down Dolphin and the carriage driver before heading to the party. The party was where I had to deal with a lot of bullshit. You see, when you're at the party, the game doesn't let you do anything other than talk really. So I had to wait till I made it into the back and get my gear to start the fighting. I immediately turned around to assassinate the cat in the kitchen. But it sucks because all the doors are locked and I couldn't get a key to go back and kill all the partygoers. So one console command later and they got fucked. I proceeded to massacre everyone at the embassy. They even tried to threaten me by saying they're gonna kill Malborn. That wasn't gonna go over well with me.
You think I give two titty fucks about Malborn? I was gonna kill him anyways. How dare you threaten Theodore? Theodore does not take this lightly. You will die immediately now. All of you die. Everybody you know, everybody you love will die.
Once I made it out, I went back up to the front of the embassy and killed the rest of the guards there to make sure I didn't miss anyone. My next main task was to retrieve the local child molester Esbern in Riften. Fuck Riften. This shit was almost as hard as I was. First of all, the guards by the gate trying to shake down my baby batter blaster didn't even get the chance to apologize before their faces turned into pudding. Going through the town was simple enough, just my god, there were so many people, and at least half of them were essential. So the entire time I'm running around the city trying to mow down anyone that had the misfortune to be anywhere but laying in bed that day, I had to be constantly healing and using my Become Ethereal shout to not meet my demise from the 8 people non-stop chasing me. Even Brynjolf is so OP he literally can't take damage, which is some complete BS, by the way. I must have hit him at least 1,000 times and nothing happened. Those Thieves Guild boys must be celebrating a snowy white Christmas every morning. I did eventually manage to massacre the entire town, which concluded with a leisurely stroll admiring my work. It was truly a breathtaking sight to behold. Literally. I made it through the ratways and into the Ragged Flagon where someone was attempting to be intimidating, and well, that's not gonna work around here.
Sup, dirt?
Stay out of trouble.
Oh, I'll stay out of trouble. I don't know why everyone wants to threaten me. Do they not realize I just killed like 80 people up there? Just makes no fucking sense.
I got everyone begging for their life and waited 1.5 years for Esbern to open the damn door. We made our way out and back to Delphine where we had our orgy in her secret sex basement before I dented their skulls and headed out to find Skyhaven Temple. The Forsworn there stood no chance against me as usual at this point. I stared at a wall for a few days, and by the way, what the fuck is she holding? She's got that ghost stick in her hand. And then I headed up to meet Paarthurnax. Don't worry, I did the hidden arrow trick to the Greybeards before I went up. Anyways, I blew my flamin' hot Cheeto breath on his fat face and made him look all depressed when I beat his ass with my hammer. I then went out to find the Elder Scroll. On my journey, the Battle of Winterhold was fairly uneventful. I just slaughtered all the innocent people I came across. You know, the usual. Mondays, am I right? Anyways, I watched some people go into the tavern, so I had to go in after them and decimate the people just trying to relax after a long day at the office. Luckily, the college didn't come out in the defense of the town, so I didn't have to deal with all that, which could have been bad for my asshole. I beat the shit out of Septimus and made my way to the Dwemer Ruins. Once inside, I dispatched all kinds of blind boys and giant robots, and then fought my way through Blackreach. It was again relatively easy at this point, being the complete tank I am. I hit a Centurion right in them little raisins, and got the Elder Scroll. I then watched Alduin fuck up a bunch of people in the past, and took him out again very easily, because for the first time in like 20 years, I could finally do the fight normally. Once Alduin ran away like a fat pussy, I turned my attention to Paarthurnax again. I wasn't mentally prepared for what happened next at all. I thought he would just get all sad again and droop his little head like last time, but no, he fully died. I actually felt really bad. He was my friend. I didn't want to kill him. Not yet, at least.
Bro. No. You good? Bro, you're kind of like burning up a little bit. You don't seem to be doing so hot. Or I guess you're like super hot right now because you literally just burned all your skin off. Oh, I'm sad. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Ooh, gold.
Now that Alduin ran away, it was corporate presentation time. I went back to Whiterun and killed some more guards before talking to the Jarl. Then I headed over to Solitude once more and found some more people I must have missed during my genocide from earlier. I then killed some more guards along with getting Tullius and his squad on their knees before using my power and convincing him to come to the meeting with me. I made my way out to Windhelm, and it was a new city, so the Slaughterfest commenced once more. It all started at the stables outside where the ultra-aggressive horse gropers stood no chance. Then I killed my way up the main bridge to the gate, and once inside I lynched a couple racists before putting her out of her misery and heading over to the trading area. There I demolished all the merchants and the blacksmith before they even knew what was going on, and then made my way to the docks to put an end to the Argonian slave trade. All frickin' friends weren't as tough as I thought they might be, but he did Fusro me a couple times. But in the end, I kicked their asses and used my power to convince him to meet with us before heading back to the old dudes. We had our 5-hour-long presentation, and I quickly ran outside to force push Ulfric off the mountain and fuck up his friend. Everyone else came out after, which was luckily the best way for me to do this, because if the Greybeards were here while I was fighting them, there would have been no way in hell I was going to take out anyone. They were tough, but I managed to get them all on their knees at least once for me, and I did the arrow trick on the old dudes after. Now it's time to trap a dragon. This is where some real bullshittery occurs. Balgruuf won't fuck off, I have to fight the dragon and get him to let me ride him, and I just will not stop dying. They're literally ganging up on me. No matter what I do, I keep getting fucked. I managed to take out the dragon a few times, but got fucked up by Balgriff soon after, or the dragon would just stop being all sad and kill me. I finally came to my senses and realized I couldn't beat his ass and then ride him after, so I'll have to just give him the hammer after I kill Alduin. But goddamn, I hated that part. Once in Skaldolfin, I killed all the dragons and the Draugr, and literally for the first time in years, I killed the priest boy at the portal. I then made it into Sovngarde and passed Soon's test. The plan was to kill Alduin and then killed everyone in Sovngarde after. So I killed Alduin with basically no effort. I did it. I beat the game. The world was saved by the holy and magnificent Theodore Bundy. Seriously, what a guy. But wait, we're not done yet. I quickly fucked up the 3 musketeers with me, but soon couldn't take any damage whatsoever. So I just said fuck it and went to massacre everyone in the hall. But there was apparently a giant pile of bullshit smeared all over my face. I couldn't get inside. All the doors were locked. So I loaded a save to get inside, and another bull came by to take the fattest of shits inside my mouth. Just never-ending rain of bullshit here. I couldn't pull out any weapons in the hall. I couldn't do anything inside. So I loaded back to after I killed Alduin and said fuck it. All these boys are already dead anyways. I mean, Sovngarde is the afterlife, so all these boys technically don't count, right? Kinda? Well, whatever. I made it out of Sovngarde and attempted to kill that same dragon I had to let go earlier. But I couldn't do any damage to him anymore. Fuck. That's it. Time to answer the question. Can you beat Skyrim if you kill everyone? No, not at all. You can't. Not even a little bit.
Oh, God, no. Fuck. Fuck. Dude, oh my God, this like hurts my insides. I'm gonna shit myself.